This is the 4th generation of the Mini Cooper. This is the F66 based on the J01 version of the Mini Cooper, which is actually the electric version. This is the Cooper S, priced at ₹53.62 lakhs on road Mumbai, making it quite expensive for what it has to offer, because a lot of kit is actually missing here and they've gone ahead and removed a lot of stuff as well. The key is new. It says Mini here, Mini logo right there. This is actually to lock the car, this is to unlock the car, this is to open the boot of the vehicle, and I think this is for the hazard. Looks like a chocolate, the shape of the key, which is actually very plasticky. Straight away, let's open the engine bay, because we get the Cooper S in India, not the Cooper C. The Cooper C gets a smaller 1.5 litre turbocharged petrol engine. This is a 2 litre turbocharged petrol engine, and that's the reason there's absolutely no space inside the engine bay. There's no insulation here. I love the fact how they actually make the hood, which is quite cool. Washer fluid goes in right here. Let's straight away shut this. Before that, it says Mini here on the plastic engine cover, and the lights are classic Mini. In fact, the design goes all the way back to 1959, when the absolute original Mini had come, which was actually Mini. This is no longer Mini. This is like massive in terms of size. Anyways, at least it's not the Clubman, the ugly looking thing. This is the indicator, which has taken the place of the DRL when you turn on the indicator. Obviously, all LED lights, and it has got 6 parking sensors, because obviously, where is the other one? Yeah, it has got self park here. That is the towing hook of the vehicle. The design has changed quite a lot, but yet it remains quite similar to the older version. In fact, the last generation came more than 10 years back, so they've taken a lot of time to come up with something which is not that appealing, because it's so electrified, not in a good way. The air intakes have gone, the fog lamps have gone, a lot of stuff has been removed. There's a radar here for ADAS, it gets level 1 ADAS, rain sensor there, it also gets a lane keep camera, which is kind of something which is mandatory now, otherwise your car cannot meet various norms in multiple countries. But in India, nobody really cares. This is the DRL of the vehicle. It gets this piano black surround. Earlier, we had a chrome surround, and when you come to the side, you realize that if this car had a smaller engine below 1.2 litre, it would have not moved firstly, but it would have been a lot cheaper, because the length of this car is almost 3.9 meters. The wheelbase, because it's a Mini, chin to mintu at around 2.5 meters, making it extremely agile. These are 17-inch wheels. You can opt for U-shaped wheels as well, or you can also go ahead and opt for 18-inch wheels, which is part of the favored package, which also gives you massage seats, electric seats, and all those things. Don't get that, because the suspension is not that good for Indian roads. The tire size here is 215/45/17. Alloy wheel design is okay, and we still have low profile here. This is plastic, the cladding. You can actually change the DRL's animation here, how you want the DRL to appear, for which I think you have to get the classic package. So they've priced it aggressively, relatively speaking. However, for this price, we definitely need the Honda Civic Type R in India, because this is how the Civic Type R launches. Now, isn't the Civic Type R absolutely gorgeous? Manual transmission, no manual here, it's an automatic, and you get a camera here. No, you don't get a camera here. Actually, this projects the Mini logo on the floor at night, and you get dual glass roofs, an antenna which is just way too erect right now, and there is no request sensor here, is it? I don't know, I don't care, because we are going to get into the rear from here, which is not very practical. I'm going to push this all the way ahead. The rear seat is not good for adults, it's not even good for children. It gets ISOFIX child seat mounts. I don't know which child will prefer to sit here, but children usually don't have a preference. And there you see, absolutely no leg room, there is no knee room, there is no under thigh support. There is a slight bit of headroom here, a hook, and you get another glass roof, moon roof, because obviously this one does not open. And there's no storage space here either, which is quite surprising. Yeah, there is no storage space, which is kind of weird. There's a cup holder. Oh my god, thank you so much for giving me a cup holder, but this feels extremely claustrophobic. Some design element. How do I get out? I just push this. No magazine holder here either. There are no leather seats in this car, because sustainability, bro. It's using knitted fabric, which will obviously get soiled very fast. The dashboard has been completely changed, which I will talk about once we get there, because again they want to become minimalistic, because Mini na. And this is actually the dummy for unlocking and locking the car for left-hand drive markets. There's a handle to hold on to, none on the driver's side. Why so? Driver will need it, because this car is a very sharp handler. Let's put this back. The glove box is not lockable, it's decent sized as well. And you see this material, I think it will get dirty very nicely and easily, but I love this treatment. So yeah, sustainable materials for the win. Coming to the rear of the car, again they have made quite a few changes. First and foremost, the exhaust which were in the center in the Cooper S have gone. There are no visible exhausts here, which frustrates me. 6 parking sensors, because self-park. Now, where is the exhaust? Well, that is where the exhaust is, and that's it. Just one exhaust. This is actually the rear fog light, and there is a camera here, rear wiper and washer. You get a rear spoiler as well. These lights are actually quite nice because they have this animation when you unlock the car, and you can actually change the animation from inside as well. No dynamic function here, no sequential function. Says Cooper S here, the mini logo. Let's open the boot. It's not powered. What are you talking about? Why do I have to take effort to open it? That is actually the warning triangle. This is so small, just 210 liters, which is nothing. It does not get a spare wheel. It gets a tire mobility kit here. So yeah, and a tire inflator as well. What is this? Yeah, that is actually the tool kit. Yeah, that's the towing hook. Some storage space below, which will be of some use. And then I can put the seat down in 60-40 format to increase the boot carrying capacity a bit, because rear seats are anyways useless now, so might as well use it for something. At least how do I pull it back? I don't know. I can't do that. You need Kanun ke haath to do it, which I don't have. What is this element? Okay, this is from where you pull it to shut it. So this Mini Cooper S actually looks quite nice in this sort of yellowish color. But why have they removed the traditional mini bits? Because the fuel lid cover was so nice in chrome in the older minis, which was like a USP of this car, a design element which was just so mini. But no, not here anymore. That has been removed. Let's put the windows down, because obviously you get frameless doors, which look quite cool, na? Obviously they do. This is the sportiest of hatchbacks. The seats are also nice and comfortable, and adjustment has to be done in a very different way. Manual adjust is quite shocking at this price. Says mini here. Door pockets are small at the front, and I like the treatment actually. I really like it, but the dashboard is so minimalistic, which is quite surprising. Says mini here. Two USB-C charging sockets right there. You get a 12-volt charging socket as well, which can double up as a cigarette lighter. I thought this will open. It's not opening only. What's happening? And you get twin cup holders here. This is actually to secure your phone for wireless charging. No buttons only. There are no buttons at all in this car. They've removed all the buttons. We have a heads-up display. The older Mini actually had an instrument cluster here. It had a proper gear lever. Okay, that's not what you think.
Yeah, we got it.
And it also had proper AC controls. All of them have gone right into this particular screen, which is so disappointing. Why would Mini do that? It's very cumbersome to use. It's not easy. Auto-dimming mirror here. You obviously get a mirror here. There is no light. Microphone here. There's a camera here. Yeah, it has a selfie camera. And same is the case here also. You get the mirror thingy. Let's open the sunroof by just pressing this button. Okay, I have to press it once again, and there it opens. So at least the front one opens, the rear one does not open. So that's a bit of a problem, which is obviously the case with every car, because both the roofs, if they open the glasses, well, you can't store them anywhere. I like it. This is a beautiful screen, very high resolution, amazing in terms of quality. The steering wheel is also new here. It has this sort of golden finish. The horn is okay. Automatic wipers, automatic headlights. Let's quickly use the wipers right away. Okay, that's a lot of spray here. Wipers work brilliantly well. This is auto dimming. There are some light controls here. Again, very touch sensitive, which is not the best to operate. Band ho ja bhai. Yeah, come on. Yeah, there it is. So this thing could be slightly better, no doubt about it. Let me put the power window up and shut the door. So this steering wheel has buttons here for the cruise control. Obviously, this is for the audio system. And what is this strap? They've gone really crazy with some unique bits in this car, which actually I think they do work quite well. But the main thing is the screen and some buttons here. So minimalistic. So this is a 9.4-inch OLED display which uses Android and is being developed with the help of Samsung. So you can expect it to be, but it's not. There's a heads-up display here, which is the very important thing you would need, because you can't see the speed here. The instrument cluster has been removed. The crazy things car brands do these days. Physical volume control. Experiences is now the drive mode selector, sort of. This is the engine start button. So you twist it like this to turn on the vehicle, and this is the selector of the gears. So here I get into reverse. Here you can see the reverse parking camera along with front and rear parking sensors, and it has got, okay, the steering is moving on its own. It has got self park as well. I'm just going to cancel it there. The steering is moving again. Yeah, self park has been given, and it actually shows you a lot of information in the heads up display too, which is quite good. So you can get into multiple functions here: parking assistance, panoramic view, all those things. But let's actually get into park by pressing this parking brake. So there's no P button as such. It straight away gets into parking when you press the electric parking brake here. I like the way you just twist to turn on the vehicle, which is quite cool. And it has this goodbye animation. The heads up display goes back in every time you turn on the car. It has this sort of animation as well. Yeah, it's telling you vehicle details. You see, this is very high quality. So some buttons have been given here, which is quite cool. This is, I think, for something you can program here for the driver profile. This is obviously for the parking camera, hazard light, and front and rear defogger. But this experiences thing is just amazing. Check this out. Okay, I'm going to change this right now. Arey bahar aaja bhai. How does it matter what profile I've selected? makes things a bit too complicated. Okay, I'll show you this material here. The material is actually quite nice, and those are the speakers, Harman Kardon speakers in this car, which also pipe in fake sound. Air conditioning is turned on its own. It's a bit laggy at times because Android, what do you expect? Android sucks.
You suck, man.
Sorry about that, but that's that. Now let's quickly change to the drive modes. So there are multiple drive modes. This is the balance one, which once activated looks something like this. It makes this sound effect every time you change the experiences tab, and obviously ambient light also changes here or there. Now what are you doing, dude? I want to show people how you look, but this is how it looks. So you're just going to change it. It's so slow. Command goes all the way to where? The UK, but the command has to go via Munich because that's where BMW sits. So that's the reason there's this delay. This is classic one which looks amazing, like absolutely amazing. I love it. And then I'll obviously change all these while driving this car. The vivid one, look at the amount of time it takes to load. It's just quite crazy and slow. Yeah, there it is. The vivid is, I think, focused more on the audio experience than personal. You can obviously customize a lot of things here. Yeah, it's a sundowner. I don't know why. Let me change it into green, which is the worst of the lot because there's a bird which keeps reminding me of Twitter. So she's going to start flapping as soon as I get into gear probably. So let's get into drive and then come on. Yeah, there she is flapping her wings. That's kind of cool. Let's get out of this into the core one, which is also okay. What's this sound effect which comes? It's showing me the maps here. And then obviously the go-kart one is the best because this is the only one which actually shows you a tachometer. Yes, I want to activate go-kart. It will disable DSC. It will make this weird sound as well. So tachometer comes in, fuel meter, the speedometer and all those things are there. And then finally there is, no, that was the final one. So we are just going to come into say, I think go-kart is the best. So let's browse through a few things. Everything is inside the screen. So if you want to go through the infotainment system and all those things, everything has to be done from here. There's actually a sound mode right here, wherein you can decide the intensity of the fake sound which comes inside. Is this for the fake sound? I don't know, but yeah, this is actually for the normal sound. But I think this sound also has, okay, good, nice. The engine sound sort of gets faked inside. That also happens. But all the settings are in one place and you have to really hunt for it. Firstly, the maps are really amazing. Look at the quality of the maps, absolutely mind-blowing. Compared to the older car, obviously the screen has become better, but everything in the screen is a bit of a pain in the rear for everybody. There's Wi-Fi here, radio sound, speedometer. Let's get into the speedometer. You have to actually select the speedometer. Isn't that your moral right to show me the speedometer when I'm driving this car? Mini is like, no, that's not my problem. Figure it out. And then you can spin the car however you want when it comes. No, I was going to see how confused I am right now. And I do this for a living and yet I can't figure stuff out. You can get into your service partner, open source, compliance, mobile devices, navigation, memory. It has inbuilt memory, I think 128 GB, so you can decide how that allocation is and what you can delete and all. Why is there memory needed in this car? There's a reason for that. Okay, let's celebrate. There's this random graphic will come, this guy will dance around, there's this dog which will come here, show himself and try to act cool in front of me before I punch him. There it is. It's not a dog, it's some other animal. Yeah, this car has been made for kids. It's not made for adults, it's made for kids. Interior lighting has a few colors as well, I think, that you can select it. Okay, that's actually for the reading light. You can activate the reading light from the screen. Isn't that way too much reliance on the screen? A few years down the line when the screen goes kaput, then let's see how BMW handles all these things. Yeah, this is the ambient lighting, light projection on, background light on, reduce for night light no. Let me see the lighting effects. Why is it so complex? Mini and BMW are like really lost it these days. They're so confused of what they're trying to do. I'm spending too much time on this stupid screen, which is not that stupid also because there's a lot of stuff here. Experience view, experiences, exterior lighting. I can change the DRL mode, I think. Yeah, there I can spin the car, turn on the rear fog light, which has to be done from here. And I can also change the signature. Isn't that a cool thing to have in this car? Now, obviously, Audi has done it before, Mini did it. But all those things are also there. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto connectivity is obviously there, both of which are wireless. And this brings me to the most important feature of this car, which is the interior camera. There I am. Hey, what's up? I can do burst modes. I can smile to take a photo as well. There, the photos come. Self timer is there. Burst mode is there. I can also record video. Oh my God, this is taking the place of the device I'm using right now. Yeah, I don't need to use a phone anymore. The car will record everything. So many cars are getting this mode. Why is it needed? Why do you need a selfie camera? It just doesn't make sense. But brands are like, le lo. De hum, le lo. Anyways, enough of the. Let's start driving right away. Alright, it is time to start driving. Let me turn on the vehicle. I like the way the switch works here to turn on the car. There the heads-up display comes out. So those toggle switches, which are very aircraft style, have been reduced here for sure. The problem here is that even the air conditioning, you have to, what are you doing, dude? Get out of here. So air conditioning controls also have to go through here, which is a bit cumbersome. So I turn off the air conditioning. I'm actually going to change the experiences mode into the best one, which is go-kart mode right here. Taking some time, activate go-kart because why is there a shout? Ooh, what's wrong with it? Traction control has been turned off. We get into drive, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard lights off, revving the engine. Rev still almost 2,500 RPM and off we go. Okay, up shifts at almost 6,500 RPM. The problem here now is simple. The tachometer is so far left now that I can't really see it, and only this mode has the tachometer, which is weird. By the way, this car has got 6 airbags, and obviously it will be safe because it's a Mini at the end of the day and it's a global car. This car is producing 204 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque, which is an improvement from earlier because the earlier car used to make 178 horsepower and 280 Newton meters of torque. Obviously the JCW makes a lot more power, has a lot more grunt, so no comparison on that front. Yeah, the fake sounds are obviously there here, which adds to the oral experience, but then they are fake synthesized sounds. Outside also it doesn't sound that loud because newer emission norms have really quietened the car up. What Mini has done is worked on the older platform, heavily revised platform, because this is the, okay dude, what, I didn't even ask you anything. Okay, if you take the name of the car, this dude pops out. This is the last generation of an internal combustion engine Mini, because the next generation, the 5th generation model is going to be, that one is good, the 5th generation model is going to be EV only, which is very disappointing because then Mini is going to lose its soul. But then Mini is like, our cars are compact, small and Mini of course, so then you would want something which is agile, which is easy to drive, which is smooth, refined, silent and all. Nobody wants an electric Mini. But anyways, Mini disagrees. Let's see where that goes. This car has a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox. Gear shifts are fast, but there are no paddle shifters here. There's no Triptronic function here either, which is very disappointing. And obviously the ride is on the stiffer side. How do I get out of this menu? Did I forget how to use this? I kind of did. Yeah, there we are back into this menu, but it's a very weird way of doing stuff. Why would you, there are multiple settings I have come into here. Why would you remove all the controls? So lane departure warning, all the ADAS functions have to be operated from here. I get so distracted while trying to do all this while driving. That's something I don't appreciate what Mini has done. Automatic hold function, auto hold, and you can automatically turn off the engine. Yeah, I don't know, some of the settings you can automatically apply. Mini sound is the fake sound which you can pipe in through. Oh, you can feel the bumps. Yeah, it is on the stiffer side. So 18-inch wheels are absolutely no here. You cannot opt for 18-inch wheels because then this car will be undrivable on Indian roads. Already it feels super duper stiff, and that's obviously natural. Power delivery is very smooth and linear. There's a build up of power throughout the rev range, so at any given moment there is grunt. It doesn't feel sluggish at all. It always feels punchy. It always feels ready to go, and then it starts becoming louder as you push it harder and harder and harder and faster. I don't know where I had to take, but I just taking random turns. Handling is amazing. There's no two ways about it, but it does move around quite a bit, so it gets bouncy and it has a very stiff suspension. The steering has good amount of feel and feedback. It's very responsive steering, but if you drive it like crazy, it's going to return very pure fuel efficiency, which is like obvious considering the kind of car this is. A small sub 4-meter car having a 2-liter petrol engine. Well, nobody asked for it, but Mini is like, here you got all the power. The Cooper C, which is the other version of the 4th generation of the Cooper, they are available in 2 variants, C and S. We get the S, the more powerful version. The C actually gets a 1.5-liter turbocharged petrol engine, which is obviously lower in terms of performance, but that's not a performance focused version, so nobody will really care about it. Let me actually change the mode here. Yeah, there we are. Oh no, we are already in the topmost mode. So this is core. I don't know what core does, but it definitely turns on traction control. Top speed I believe is somewhere around 220 kilometers per hour. But on Indian roads you can't do these kind of speeds because the car does move around quite a lot. It feels bouncy. The road noise can be heard because the tires are low profile, and that is a big problem here. That yeah, all those bumps can be felt, not comfortable at all. There's no adaptive suspension either. There's no launch control here either. Why are you charging 53.62 lakhs on road Mumbai for this car, BMW? for giving us absolutely no features. This is definitely a step back. Regular handbrake is also not there, so you can't do those turns either, because everything has now become so electric, which is not so much fun. It's kind of robbed away the fun of a Mini. It feels softer, it feels more refined, it feels smoother. Not what a Mini should be. It's so un-Mini like. It's definitely not Mini anymore. It's sort of macro now. Now this green mode is very interesting. Okay, look at this. Come on, activate. Now the bird is flapping because obviously we are in green mode. So we are in Twitter. But what if I want to get out of Twitter and I want a Jaguar? No problem at all. All I need to do is get hard onto the throttle, and there, Jaguar is here. High consumption. So that is the cheetah running there to tell you that you are drinking a lot of fuel. You shouldn't be doing it. Just don't buy this car at all. No. Don't buy it. Because instead of this, just wait for the JCW, which will definitely make it to Indian shores. Will cost slightly more, obviously, but the JCW will offer terrific performance. More performance than this, more hard-edged. It's already hard-edged. It will be even firmer, which means that it will be a true, not, I was going to say pocket rocket. This is not pocket friendly even to Ambani's wallet. Okay, I'm talking about Anil Ambani, but yeah, it's not pocket friendly at all. It's an expensive car, and the options are also very expensive. And at this price, it doesn't give you the basic stuff which cars half the price give you, which is the reason why I'm quite baffled here. Okay, I'm just going to slow down a bit and whack open the throttle. High consumption, the way this cheetah runs is so interesting. Anyways, let's get out of this and we will come into another mode, which is the personal one. You can configure so many things now, but just using one screen can get a bit frustrating, because this is a car, it's a collector's item. This is a car which will stay relevant after all this EV takes over, which will not happen though, but for Mini it is happening anyways. And the sun is going down, so that's what it's showing me right now. Let me get out of this as well and let's get into Vivid. So the thing is that this car is like a collector's item now, because this is the last of the ICE powered Mini Coopers, and they have taken almost 11 years to come up with the next generation. This is the 4th generation. The 3rd generation was launched way back in 2013. So these generations are obviously after BMW took over Mini. Vivid is all about music. I don't know who are the kind of people Mini is benchmarking as their customers, but they are weirdos. This is the classic dial, which actually looks quite nice. Here it's showing me the charge of what, I don't know. No, it is actually telling me the tachometer, but in percentage. So it's sort of a Rolls Royce there or what? Probably. I'm not even sure what that is. Why is it saying charge? Is it charging the alternator? No, it should not be charging the alternator when I get onto a full boost, right? But this classic one is super duper awesome. Look at the way the odometer has been done here. Really very sweet. Can I change the drive mode from here? Okay, this actually brings me to this menu wherein I can change stuff. What is the drive off support? Half the things I don't even understand. They made it super duper complex for no reason at all. But this classic dial is super duper awesome. Like, look at it. They have an optimistic 260 km/h marked speedometer there, which is obviously not something you can reach easily. But it looks funky. It looks nice. I think they have done a phenomenal job here. First and foremost, the clarity of the screen, the resolution, all that is just phenomenal. Usually a Mini Cooper will chew through the front wheels when you launch it aggressively with the traction control off. But because it's unfortunately raining cats and dogs today, that chance and scope of me launching this car aggressively and spinning the wheels is just not possible, because the road is wet. Obviously it's not going to give me that sound. Otherwise, a front wheel drive, this is obviously a front wheel drive Mini Cooper, is just mental in terms of the way it spins its wheels. And when you change this now, it also changes on the heads up display, which is also quite cool because it looks quite funky here. Now I was going down to actually change gear, and I was like, where is the gear lever? There is none. No paddle shifters. I'm always trying to click on a downshift, so you cannot manually take control of the gearbox at all, like ever, which is really baffling. And then let's get into this balance mode. I don't even know what that means, but I kind of have to be extremely careful every time I'm driving this car, because every bump can be a potential to damage the low profile tires of this car. And this is not even running on the optional 18-inch wheel, so you can just imagine what that will do to the car, the lower profile tires, the 18-inch wheels. By the way, this car has no real competition as such, because there is no Skoda Octavia RS 245 available in India anymore. I think it will come eventually, but there is no Volkswagen Polo GTI either. Trust me, we need better cars in India. We just robbed away from such good cars. I mean, a Mini is good, but that aspiration level for a Mini has gone dramatically down. I don't see many Minis on the road. People are no longer interested in a Mini. I don't know why. Cars are good, but they're just charging too much for the heritage, for being iconic. Okay, just hold on for a minute. I'm trying to get over this speed breaker, which is not a speed breaker, it's a car breaker. Let's quickly take a U-turn. Level 1 ADAS gets you the basic stuff like lane keep assist and forward collision warning and all those things. So that's that. You don't need anything more than that. At least not in India. If the exhaust was loud, now all I needed to do was just rev the motor and the car would do the rest. But unfortunately, it is not how it works here. The Cooper Electric is actually having nothing in common with this car. It just ruined this car because all the design elements and all are coming from the electric version, because electric is the future for Mini, which is somehow going to backfire for them for sure. But it runs on a different platform altogether. It's a bespoke born electric platform for the same. Meanwhile, I'm just going to go through this speed breaker because this is actually a good speed breaker. It's not a bad breaker as such. Some of them are like really weird. Even a hatchback like this kind of struggles because of the low ground clearance, obviously. Okay, get into the throttle. Yeah, there's this hissing sound from the blow-off valve as well. But then if it doesn't rain, then only you can hear it. It's so freaking agile. It's unbelievable in terms of handling. That is what the thrill about a Mini is. The handling of this car, just amazing. It feels super duper awesome and quick. Yeah, not just quick, I mean the steering is also very quick here. A lot of feedback. Body roll is supremely well controlled here. Actually, let's just get out of this drive mode. Stupid drive modes here where they call Mini experiences. Just give me the sports drive mode. Calling it go-kart doesn't really make it like a go-kart because the car has become heavy now. It's still light, but yeah, it is still heavy. What does that even mean? Anyways, we are going to come to a halt, which means I'm going to do the brake test here. Hazard lights on, catching my new phone because I don't want it to fall. Oh yeah, it kind of slides. It's not very reassuring there. Anyways, it's time to launch. Let me try and see if I can shut the traction control completely, because I feel it's not shut completely, which means I have to get into this menu. We'll get into vehicle here. Where is the drive settings? And okay, that drive setting is not giving me the option for traction control. Mini sound, my god, this is so confusing. Why have they made it so just spin the car like this. That's interesting. Where is the traction control button? Vehicle status. Okay, now the car is jacked up. It's telling me tire pressure and all those things. Yeah, it has run flat tires. That's the reason why the ride is horrendous. I honestly cannot find what I'm searching for. So I'll do one thing. I will just turn on lane keep assist and left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Let's try and launch it aggressively. Hazard lights off. Yeah, there's an L mode and off we go. A little bit of wheel spin. Car is struggling. Yeah, it's not able to put all that power on because it's a front wheel drive. This car is just producing 204 horsepower. I recently drove a car with 315 horsepower, front wheel drive, Japanese engineering for the win. Forget the Mini, enjoy the Honda Civic Type R.